Good morning. Got that messy hair don't care thing going on today because the weather's yucky and my fibro's pretty right now. And I'm cold, so I'm wearing my kitty my thing. I'm a little shrinked up. I know I need to deal with those boxes. But I need to do a lot of other things too. I need to get shelving and stuff. Oh, there's so much to figure out. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of time. And on top of that, I'm having troubles getting my brain from being scattered. Um, I can't keep my thoughts together. You could probably tell by the videos that I made. Um, it's just one of those things, I guess. I think it's the fibro because we have like it's either one big giant storm or they're like coming in like a train, and it's kind of getting to me. The barometrics lifting and dropping and lifting and dropping, and then this cute little fuzzy guy. Well, he's not letting me sleep like I need to, but at least he's cute about waking me up because he's a cute little fuzzy guy. And yeah, so I'm just not feeling too good today, but I figured I'd do a video today because of just the fibro. Um, Sometimes if I'm really not feeling well, especially if my stomach's doing weird stuff, I don't do videos because, I'd much rather be available for the video than have to keep running up and down the stairs. Um, but that's the thing. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of cold today and I'm feeling a little yucky, but I'm getting stuff done for my booth. If I can just get more sales, that'd be great. Kind of give up a little on my Facebook sales page because I'm not really getting anything at all. Nobody's talking to me. I did a fundraiser so that I could do some boosting and nobody did anything. I feel like I'm just wasting money trying to make that work. Um, but I can't drop it until I'm monetized for some reason, which is weird. Um, I'm hoping this isn't like that. If I find that this isn't going anywhere, I can probably just stop doing it and it's fine. Um, but I don't know. That's just trying to figure out how to do craft sales in a tough market is because I figured I could do both because I don't do a lot of sales at the booth and then I don't really do a lot of sales at the store. So I figured I could do both and I could probably keep up with it with the exception of Christmas. Gets crazy at Christmas. I make a lot of stuff way ahead of time. The holidays can get kind of blended and like trying to craft, you just can't finish enough. And so that might be why I'm thinking about Halloween in the middle of spring because I know I need to get that stuff done beforehand because I'm not gonna have time when the holiday's actually here. Um, because I'm already gonna be starting Christmas because the baby Yoda ornaments are gonna be flying out the window, almost literally. And which reminds me, I had to work on those. Keeping up with that is difficult, but at least I'm trying. I still have the energy to try. I've got a lot of scrap yarn to deal with, so that'll help if I can start getting sales. That'll help, and I mean like more frequent sales, so that I have to feel the need to keep working, which I feel the need to keep working anyway. But it can be a little hard to stay focused on it when I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of sales. And I know the two issues that I'm having is that I'm not established and the economy sucks. I'm hoping that people will start doing that buy local thing more. Um, because it is really a good idea to try to do the local, to keep your local businesses, your local crafters, your local like farmers market type things, that local stuff, the stuff that's already in your location, the stuff that's already growing in your location. That's that's a really good idea, especially with all this stuff with people having a hard time with the truckers. But and like I said before, I don't really know the whole story behind that, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I do. not really politically minded, and I think some of this stuff does have to do with political stuff, and then some of it has to do with corporate stuff, and I'm not very corporate minded either. Um, a lot of this stuff that's probably behind some of this that's not what we know about is probably stuff that wouldn't make sense to most people because uh, it's just a crazy thing. But I'm trying not to overthink it because I don't want to get all panicked because when you get all panicked, you make things worse, and that doesn't really help. And then, especially right now with my fibro kick in my butt, I don't really want to be stressing myself out too much because then the pain levels will go up, and then I might have to go to the doctor. I hate going to the doctor. Going to the doctor with fibromyalgia is a lot like trying to convince a guy to date you when he doesn't quite seem interested. Yeah, so that's not something that I want to do. I don't really want to get treated the way the doctors tend to treat me. Um, so I'm trying not to stress myself out over the financials. I just know that I need to make stuff, and I do a lot of really cute stuff, and I'm available for people, and I can do like shipping, like arrange for shipping if people are interested in buying stuff that I make that don't live here. Um, because I know this platform is pretty much a global thing, and I know because my son follows some YouTubers. And that's part of the reason why I decided to do this, because for a while people kept telling me that, there's no influencers that are your age, you're old, whatever, whatever. Turns out there are influencers that are my age. There's a couple of them my son follows that might even be a little bit older. I mean, we're not that old. I mean, like a long time ago, pushing 50 was old, but nowadays it's not. So that's part of the reason I'm still trying to figure out how to get my own income and try to do the things that I need to do, because I'm seeing that I can't really figure out how to get the help that I need from the agencies that are supposed to be helping me. So I'm trying to figure out how to help myself. And so that's why I want to do the sales. I just don't know how to do, like, one of the guys that my son follows has a store that's linked to his page. I don't know how to do that. But I mean, right now it kind of doesn't matter because don't really have a following. As somebody viewed one of my videos a few days ago, um, so I might have like one. But you gotta start somewhere, and start usually looks pretty pathetic, and that was kind of my point with the store. Um, and still in that pathetic phase where I'm not really established, and I'm doing very well. This month, the last month, I wasn't even expecting to make booth costs because my Easter stuff didn't sell as quickly as I thought it should. And it should have. I don't know why it didn't. It just didn't for whatever reason. And then like I started noticing signs that people were buying for Christmas. I'm trying to put stuff out for the holidays earlier, and so that people have more time to get it. I don't know what all I'm gonna send out. Thinking about having my son-in-law take the Easter towels out and put in some other towels so that they can be more available for people. Um, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. You never know when that's gonna happen. Yeah. But yeah, other than being a little bit gassy or having some weather-related pains, I'm doing pretty good this morning. I'm just hoping to um, get some more stuff done so that I have the backstock I need, so that if things start to pick up, which they might starting around June, July, late June, early July, when more people are actually starting to think about Christmas, it might pick up. And I'm not sure. But because I'm not familiar with this area yet, we only moved here in August, and we were from an area that was like I said before, it was a very liberal area. For some reason, they had they seemed to have a hate on for crafters, and I don't really know what that was all about. It could just be that too many people who don't really know what they're talking about had to have too much control in that area. And then here, it's easier to make money, get different problems, but it's easier to make some money. So that's kind of where that is. It's like here it's more Republican. So I find in when I tried to date, the men were more interested in manipulating and controlling me than the men were back in Whatcom. It's like back in Whatcom, they didn't, in where I'm from, Bellingham, where I'm from, they didn't want to control you, but if they didn't think that they could get what they wanted out of you, they just dismissed you. And then here, it's more like they think they can take control over you, and I'm not really sure where that idea came from. Maybe it's that thing where, like, as you get older, your options are very limited, and I'm thinking that's what it is. So as I'm getting older, I'm dealing with people who were single for a reason. And I think that's more what it is. And with me being disabled and we'll call it skittish. I've been through a lot in my life and I'm not in a big hurry to get into another abusive relationship. So I don't want to be real in a rush. So I think that those combinations is part of the reason why I keep running into these idiots, these loser types. So I'm trying not to make it about me, even though when it goes south, they make it about you. They try to make you sound like the worst person ever because they can't control you or manipulate you or whatever it is that they're trying to do, and that you didn't know they were trying to do. And with my upbringing being rough too, I didn't catch on to that right away when I was younger. Um, I got the kids out of it though. They're mostly good kids. They just drive me nuts sometimes, but I think that's what kids do. So yeah, so I'm just trying to figure it out, and I think maybe I'll just not actively look for a boyfriend right now because it is what it is. I'm just tired of dealing with all these crazy people, and then with some of the high profile stuff. Trying to avoid watching some things because I don't want to know those types of things about people. Um, I can assume that when somebody says that a relationship was abusive, that it was bad. I don't need to hear the gory little details because some of these abusers get crazy with the weird ass manipulative things that they do because they know nobody's gonna believe you when you say they did that. So that's something. So I'm trying to avoid watching that because it's just a little nutties, nutter butters, what I'd say. So uh, just trying to get my stuff going, trying to feel better. Don't know if I'm ever actually gonna feel any better. I mean, even if they do figure out what causes fibro and they do figure out how to stop it from happening, there's people like me, I've had it so long that even if they stop any further progression, I'm still gonna have trouble because of all the damage that got done before they figured it out. Um, but I do want them to stop making it about giving throwing drugs at the problem and actually look at what's going on with us, those of us who have fibro, because there's definitely something going on, and the medications have not been helpful. Some of the medications have caused some pretty bad side effects for me, and some of it has been long-term issue even after I stopped taking the medicine. So I don't think they're going to find the solution in a pill. And then so it's just that's where that is. We've tried a few different medications, some old ones, some new ones, and a lot of them were nerve blockers. They didn't really do anything. And then we didn't want to try One's like Lyrica because I have a history of having the worst case scenario, and that one can cause you to just start randomly bleeding for some reason, and like we just didn't want to risk that. And the doctor that I had at the time actually listened to me about that, and I was glad about that because that made me feel like the doctor might actually care, but just not understand how to deal with what I was going through because it's a weird thing where your nervous system just freaks out. And a lot of us that develop it young have had traumas in our life, so I think that it's something to do with not being able to process a specific level of stress. And so I think they should start looking at to why we can't process that stress and why does it manifest in chronic pain, sleep problems, um, stuff like that. Why does it manifest that way? Why does it happen? I mean, why do people think it's okay to be abusive? I don't know. It's one of those things. It's a complex situation. And I think, like I said, if the doctors stop looking at it as something you could throw a pill at and make it go away, because it's not, it's way more complicated than that, and actually try to figure out what's actually happening. So I think it's a genetic disorder, and I think it may be actually a symptom of the metabolic issue that I have, which has turned out to be genetic. I passed it on to my son. Oops. But I didn't think I could pass it to my son because most of the people that have the symptoms are female, but apparently he's a 5%er. Oop. I feel he's okay with it though. As soon as we found out that it wasn't anything scary like MS, which we thought it was because it presented that way, but he had eaten himself into oblivion and created ulcers. And the medicine he had to take for the ulcers is a medication that medications that I've never taken before, so I didn't have a clue what they would do, and it messed him up pretty good, and so that was kind of scary. But now it looks like he's just got a metabolic disorder, and so we're hoping that it's just that, and and even if he does wind up developing the fibro, if he knows what to do because he's seen me deal with it, he's seen me fight with it, and knows not what not to do because we have a relative that isn't fighting. She took the diagnosis as a reason to give up, and I feel bad about that, and I wish I could get her to realize that it's not a death sentence. It's she has MS and I have fibro, and I'm a little bit older than her, and I have an aunt that has MS, and I watch her fight. I watch her fight every minute. So that's part of the reason I got some fight because she didn't take her MS, which can be fatal, as a end of life. And when my aunt finally passed, she was like in her 90s, I believe, and she didn't die from the MS. She died because she started to get sepsis, and they couldn't figure out why. She was probably just old because you can get weird health issues when you're old, and it can become catastrophic and just crash on you. But so she didn't die of MS. She died from old, and I keep trying to tell my cousin that you can be like her. But you got to fight, and my cousin won't fight, and because of it, they're telling her she may not have another 5 years, and she's younger than I am. So I'm like, I wish I could get her to understand to take better care of herself. Um, but some people they don't um they don't understand things as well, or they just don't want to for whatever reason. So that's a tough struggle. Oh, what the heck was that? Huh. Oh well. Huh. Interesting. Got something moving around in the room, but I can't tell what it is. Um, that's interesting. So anywho's, I'm trying to have a good day, even though I'm in pain. I want to get more stuff done so that I can do more sales. Um, trying to see if I can get people to interact, maybe. Um, be more cheery. I don't know why my brain keeps floating off to these little sidetracks, and then I'm starting to wonder if maybe I shouldn't like try to think this through. But I like to do it in the morning, and like right now I don't know how often I need to post. It's like I said, I don't have a following. Um, Nobody's really interested. Nobody's bringing up topics. Nobody's giving me crafter ideas. Nobody's. But that's just because I'm new. I've only been at this a few days, so I know that I need to make a lot of content, and I need to work on doing better with my content. To just because there's a lot of people on here, and so yeah, and I encourage people to try to figure out disabled people try to figure out how to live a healthier life and how to get incomes, even if they can't get help from the state or the feds or whatever, or even if you're not in the US, you might be dealing with some of the same problems. Um, and I don't even know what some of the foreign governments do for disabled people. I know they have programs that are similar to what the US have. I just don't know what they are because I'm not in that country. And even if I went to that country, I probably wouldn't qualify because I'm not that citizen. Um, so that's kind of where that is. Um, but maybe we can get some people to come and talk to me or say hi or like introduce yourself type of thing. Maybe that's what I'll do. An introduce yourself type of thing. Hmm. Hmm. What do you guys think? If you like what I'm doing, even though I'm a little screwball and flaky, then like and subscribe, and that might help me get into a better mood, which might help me be less scrambled headed. But it looks like I'm getting on 20 some minutes, so I'm gonna. And there's no weird music playing. Yay! I don't know what happened yesterday, but I did a video and I thought it had a lot of energy and I thought it was pretty good, except it was really scattered. And then when I went to play it, there was some weird music playing and I had no idea where it was coming from. That was weird. But I figured it out eventually, and that's good. But yeah, I need to scram, get on some stuff, pay attention to the cat. They're like little kids, I swear. So I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a good day. Stay safe out there. Bye.